Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing good. So this is session number 6, I think. Friction number 6. So friction number 6. In this friction number 6, let me recapitulate what we have discussed in the last class. In the last class, I have discussed about body on an accelerating truck. If you recall, I have drawn the diagram. Just go through the previous video, right? Observer is sitting in the truck, so he is in accelerating frame of reference, or you can say non-inertial frame of reference, right? Truck is moving with an acceleration A, and a block of mass M is resting on the truck. Initially, it is resting on the truck. It is lying on the truck. Right. Now here I have considered two cases. Case 1 is block does not slide down. Block is at rest. When the block is at rest, what I mean to say is, when the block is at rest, here net force on the block is 0. Right. What is that net force? Or I can say that if this is the condition, MA is less than limiting frictional force, because MA, mass into acceleration, limiting frictional force will be acting in the opposite direction, right? This is the condition. If MA is less than limiting frictional force, actually when the truck is accelerating, there exists a pseudo acceleration in the opposite direction. Pseudo acceleration. So pseudo force will be MA. Pseudo force will be MA like this. So here you have a friction called as a limiting frictional force, because block is not moving. If the block moves, then kinetic friction will come into picture. Is it not? So as the block remains at rest till now, till this friction, what is that friction called? Maximum value of static friction called as limiting friction. This limiting friction is balanced by this pseudo force MA, right? Or I can say that this MA should be less than this limiting friction. I can also put less than or equal to. I can also put less than or equal to. I can also put like this. I can put like this. Even if both are equal, the block remains at rest. So here I'll get less than or equal. So MA is less than or equal to limiting frictional force formula, as you know, mu s into normal force. Normal force is balanced by mg, because I have shown you free body diagram, block of mass m. So this is the floor of the truck. So here limiting frictional force will act, and here you have a pseudo force MA. This is mg, gravitational force, and this is normal force. Normal force is balanced by mg. So actually you need to remember the formula for limiting force as, only remember this: limiting frictional force is equal to mu s times normal force. Don't remember the formula mu s times mg. Mu s times mg is not always true, but FL, limiting frictional force, is equal to mu s into n, because along the horizontal surface normal force is balanced by mg, but if I take an inclined plane, then normal force is not balanced by mg, provided normal force is balanced by the component of mg. That is the reason, remember this formula. This formula is very, very important to remember. Limiting frictional force is equal to coefficient of static friction times normal force. Don't remember limiting frictional force formula as FL is equal to mu s into mg. That is not always true. Fine. Okay. So anyways, fine. I have explained all this. And when case 2 will come into picture when the block slides back. When the block slides back, then in this case the pseudo force is greater than limiting frictional force. When the pseudo force is greater than limiting frictional force, block will be in motion. Whenever block is in motion, we will come across the net force, because net force is acting on the block. So MA is greater than mu s mg. FL is nothing but mu s mg. So therefore I can write net force is equal to MA, because this is greater than mu s mg. So MA minus mu s mg, and I can write Fnet as M into A net, because here already I have taken A for acceleration here. Right, so Fnet is equal to MA minus mu s mg, implies MA net is equal to M into A minus mu s into g. So finally I got net acceleration as A minus mu s into g. I'm sorry. Fine. Now I have explained one more. In what time does the block will fall down from the truck? In what time, if you remember, in what time the block will fall down from the truck? Right, here block is there, block of mass m. It has travelled a distance, let's say S is equal to L. This is the distance travelled by the block in the backward direction. Length covered is L. Afterwards it is falling from the truck. In what time it took to fall from the truck? What time it took to fall from the truck? So I want a time, so I have, anyways initially block is at rest, so what is its velocity? U is equal to 0. I want time, so in which equation of motion we have displacement, that is length, time, initial velocity, acceleration and all. So we know very well, we are very well acquainted with this equation. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Right. Now what is the value of S? S is nothing but distance travelled by the block. So let me write L. L is equal to initial velocity of the block is 0. So 0 into t is 0 plus half into, this is net acceleration. This is, let me write, and this is net acceleration. So net acceleration what we got is A minus mu s into g into t square. I want the value of time. So when you rearrange all these terms and if you find out the value of time, so what you'll get is 2L. 2L is equal to A minus mu s into g into t square. From this, t is equal to root over 2L by A minus mu s into g. This is the form. Fine. You can solve this, you can try from your end. This is normal mathematical simplification. Okay. Fine. Let me go to another topic, motion of an inclined plane. Motion of a block on an inclined plane, smooth inclined plane. Let us discuss smooth inclined plane first. Smooth inclined plane. So let me discuss motion of a block on a smooth inclined plane. Smooth, actually without friction the universe doesn't exist, as all of us are aware of this, but still in ideal cases we will take frictionless surface, smooth inclined plane, in the sense where we are considering frictionless surface. the smooth inclined plane is nothing but frictionless surface. Frictionless surface. This is only for ideal cases. For ideal cases. But friction will exist. Always friction exists. Right? So, and one more thing is here, instead of writing every time smooth inclined plane, in short what I use is SIP. Not systematic investment plan. This is smooth inclined plane. I'm sorry. This is smooth inclined plane. Smooth inclined plane I am writing in short as SIP. Right? Now let me draw the diagram. Okay. So this is the diagram of a smooth inclined plane. I mean there is no much differentiation I can show for smooth inclined plane and another plane that we are going to discuss after this. That is called as rough inclined plane. Right? Smooth inclined plane. Here I am considering an inclined plane of length L. Here I have shown you the length of the inclined plane is L. On the inclined plane, I have placed, on the smooth inclined plane, I have placed a block of mass M. I have placed a block of mass M. Just hold on.